You guys been having a good show? You guys having a good time? You guys been so much fun. I'm very excited to bring up your next performer. He's been on Netflix, Comedy Central. You guys are going to love him. He's hilarious. Keep going right now. It's very funny. Eric Kimber!
Yes! Oh my God, yes! One more time for Steve, everybody, huh? Steve, yes! How are you guys? We good? We all right? One woo, that's fucking comfortable. All right. That's what I traveled for 7 hours for, one woo. Awesome, I love that. He tried to chip in, he was like, I got you too, bro. I got you too. Love it. This is good, man. This is actually I'm so glad you guys are here. This is actually kind of a personal accomplishment for me because I started stand up when I was 20 years old, and everybody in my life discouraged me from pursuing it. But I knew that if I worked really, really hard, put everything into it, was on Netflix and Comedy Central, eventually I'd have the opportunity to perform for 50 people in a hotel lobby in Chattanooga. So what a dream. Dreams really do come true, guys. They come true. This is great. This is great, man. I'm glad you guys attended the only socially distant event in 500 miles. This is a very, and by the way, each table doesn't look socially distant at all. That's the best part of it. This is a regular show in New York City. They're like advertised, they're like, it's safe. They're like, yeah, it's fucking the same thing as everywhere. But this is good. This is how we have to perform now. I don't get to do shows, you know? This is how socially distanced, this is how we have to do it. I told my mom that stand-up is phase 4. And she goes, I'm so happy you finally admit it's a phase. Which is very insulting. It's the phase of my life called my career. Thanks, Mom. Oh, you guys made reservations late. Okay, that's cool. Day of. That's what day of gets you. That's nice. I like you have your hat on, sir. You're not committed to this shit at all. You look like you're about to get called for a drug deal at any moment. That's the type of hat. You have the beanie on. You're just like, hey, the weed's coming in at some point in the next hour. I'm glad you're here. Enjoy my ass. This is good. This is good. I like you, sir. You're like, I'm gonna wait a few minutes for him to make me laugh. I like that. By the way, you look like you could be his partner on the streets. I just want to let you know. This is good, though, man. My mom's any Jews, by the way, at all? I assume no. Any Jew? Wow, I'm fucking out of here. Okay, nothing at all. Not even a relative who's Jewish. That's comforting. I've been friends with Ron for 12 years, and I feel like it's been like a slow play to get me out of New York City. He was like, in 12 years, I'm gonna get him to a place with no Jews, and we're gonna fucking take care of him. I feel like that was his long planned game. But this is good, man. My mom doesn't know I'm here. She thinks I'm staying at a friend's in Long Island. So don't like tag me to Instagram shit or anything like that. My mom, she's like super overprotective. She'll text me when I'm out at night. She'll be like, call me as soon as you leave the bar. I'm worried someone's gonna follow you home. I'm like, Mom, the whole point of me going out was to get someone to follow me home. She'll call me in the middle of the night to make sure I got home okay. But if I don't answer the phone because I'm busy, she'll call one of my best friends looking for me. Like I'm 33, that's fucking unacceptable. So finally I sat her down, I'm like, Mom, you have to stop calling my friends at 4 a.m. You're gonna give them the wrong impression. Right, because my friends are wasted at 4 a.m. I don't trust them talking to my mom on the phone at all. This is how I see the scenario playing out in my head, all right? My mom calls my best friend Joe at 4 a.m. She's like, hey, Joe, is Eric with you? Joe's like, no, I'm all alone. You wanna come over? It's my worst nightmare. You snorted, everybody heard it, and that was your worst nightmare. My worst nightmare, you snorted, became your worst nightmare. So that's good. After you snorted, how badly were you like, I wish we had those seats over there? That's, all of a sudden, those became the desirable seats for you. I'm in therapy, clearly, and I thought I got my aggression out in therapy. Clearly, I just found out I didn't. Anybody in therapy? Anybody? All right, if you're wooing, you need more therapy. That's the rule. It shouldn't be a happy event for you. That's fucked up. My mom, I actually just found out that my mom and I have the same therapist, which is, it's weird, right? It's weird. But it's cool because like he's sworn to confidentiality. Like, he can't even legally admit that he knows who my mom is. So sometimes I like to test him to see how professional he is. The other day I was like, oh, my mom's so overbearing, man, I can't take it. She's in therapy to get help, but says her therapist is an unhelpful moron. Can't even believe he has a degree, really. He's like, oh, that's weird because I have a patient whose son is a real asshole. I'm like, all right, touche, sir. You won that battle, bro. I've been doing my therapy sessions over Zoom because of COVID, and man, my mom keeps asking me to fucking join the sessions. It's so annoying. She's like, can I join? I want to join your Zoom sessions. I was like, Mom, all right, I'll tell you what. I'll let you join the Zoom if you can figure out how to join the Zoom. On your fucking own. I gave her the Zoom information 3 months ago. I haven't seen her on a single Zoom session. Is that amazing? I did have COVID. I had it a couple months ago, but I'm happy to report that my COVID tiredness is gone and my regular everyday tiredness has resumed. So I did push-ups for the first time the other day since I had COVID, and after 4 push-ups I was exhausted. So I'm back, baby. Back to normal. I was FaceTiming with a friend of mine who I haven't seen in a while, and she goes, man, Eric, you look great for having COVID, which was only a compliment when I actually had COVID. You're just telling me I look bad for a healthy person. That's what you're... Anybody know, how long you guys been in a relationship, sir? Long enough to pick her up when she's only laughing? No, we're on a date. Oh, you're on a date? Oh, this is vulnerable as shit, huh? Oh, I have so much power, I could fuck this up. Oh my God, and it feels so good. Are you on this date with them? Are you like an older sister who's like, I'm spying? You're fucking spying. Get out of here. Nice, how's it going? Is it your first date? Please tell me first. How many? Second date? I can still fuck it up. Where was your first date?
Restaurant.
A restaurant, good shit, dude. Indoors?
Yes.
Tennessee, baby. Shit! I lived in the wrong state, sir. I lived in the wrong state. By the way, we'll talk after. You can make a fucking killing in Brooklyn. We'll talk after. Just, man. Nice. So how's it going so far? You guys enjoying yourself? How far did you get on the first one? I'm just fucking around. I like that table in the back. They're like, yeah, fucking tell us. We want to know. That's what we came for, bro. I don't know, man. You know, a lot of people like with relationship. Who's in the longest relationship? Longest? You're touching, so no. Who's in the? But if I had to judge just by space between you, I would say these two. But like that would just be my guess, just by instincts. You know, they're usually right. A lot of people are having like opinions about relationships. Hey guys, do you mind if I do this alone tonight? Is that okay? That was a lot of uncomfortable noise. I don't know what it was. Are you good? You good? This is like long distance. I'm like, you good? Oh man. A lot of people, everybody's commenting on relationships during COVID. This is the one I've seen a lot on social media. COVID will either make you or break you. COVID will either make you or break you. Let me ask you a question, guys, seriously. Who is it making? Seems to me like it'll either break you or make your relationship a lot fucking worse. Those are the only 2 options. That's it. Those are the only 2 options. You know how I know it's not true? Nobody was like, there's not a single couple in the world that was like, yo, we were having a lot of issues, and it turns out all we needed was like 11 months straight together. That's it. Every single second just looking at each other just got us to fall back in love. Nobody fucking said that. Nobody. Here's how you know it's not true. When lockdown ended in New York, and they were like, you can come out now. Not one single person was like, you know, we prefer to stay here, actually. No, everybody was like, let's get the fuck out of here immediately. That's it. That's it. I went through a breakup. I didn't make it. I went through a breakup. I was in a 6-year relationship. We broke up. I moved out. I moved in with my brother. Then I got COVID 2 days later, so it was the first time in 6 years that I was sick, and instead of my girlfriend taking care of me, it was my brother. And I gotta tell you guys, what a drop off in service. Holy shit. Holy shit. The difference between my girlfriend taking care of me when I'm sick and my brother taking care of me is literally the difference between having my own in-house nurse watching me and having a prison guard watching me. Here's what my brother did. He left a plate of food every 10 hours. He came back 20 minutes later. He made sure the food was gone like I was a fucking hamster. He was like, he's alive in there, that's all I have to do. It felt like an actual prison. He wasn't calling me by my name. Eventually he was calling me by a number. He was like, yo, 17, lights out. I'm like, why are we doing this? He was whispering news to me. He was like, yo, Biden won. I was like, dude, I have a cell phone in here. I know what's going on. Why are we doing this? Oh no, man. I don't know. My mom, she's just... You know what I love about COVID? COVID is the only time in my life that my Jewish mom is happy I didn't become a doctor. Fucking amazing. It's just dangerous. You know what I'm saying? It's like a Jewish mom struggle. It's like successful or safe. It's fucking... Wow, there really are no Jews here. Wow, okay, that's... Joke that kills in New York, joke that bombs in Chattanooga. I felt the difference. The first 15 minutes I was like, these people, it's like a New York crowd, and I was like, you mentioned Jews, it's not. And quickly is not. I gotta be honest, man, everybody thinks they're a fucking expert on medicine now on social media. Everybody's giving an opinion. My medical mindset has changed a lot over time. When I was a kid, I was like, doctors know everything. Now idiot friends of mine growing up have become doctors. My shithead friend Billy was like, my dream is to become a doctor. I was like, that's fine, but not my doctor. You are not getting anywhere close to me. I'm sorry, guys, if Cokehead Billy, as we used to call him in high school, there he is. If Cokehead Billy could become a doctor, the system is flawed, man. Sorry, the only professions I trust are ones that my friends haven't gone into. You know what profession I trust? Psychics. Because I don't know any psychics personally. A psychic would be like, Eric, you have 10 years to live. I'd be like, yeah, see, Billy said I had 2, that motherfucker. He doesn't know. He's an idiot! New joke, you guys can tell. Okay, I'm doing new stuff, page 2, here we go. Who quarantined? Are you guys together? No? What are you guys? Who knows what could happen over wine? You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be encouraging. Fuck you, sir. That's the first time you got engaged. That's the first time. I love that. He was like kind of just like low energy for a while, and then he goes, yeah, lesbian sex. That's what I want to see. That's what I've been waiting for, bro. Less Jewish stuff, more lesbian sex. That's what, let's turn it up on the lesbian sex. Everybody had a different quarantine experience, you know, and some people actually quarantined. And like, everybody, like my cousin, he quarantined with his mom and dad. He texted me a couple months ago, he's like, yo, I just walked into my parents having sex. So gross. I'm like, why? That's healthy, you know? They're happy. My parents were divorced. I always walked into my parents not having sex. That was concerning. My cousin should feel lucky his parents are still having sex, you know? And if he has to walk in on them every once in a while, small price to pay for family happiness, don't you think? You watch 1 second of sex and in exchange you get to go on relaxing vacations? I'd take that deal. I would watch my parents have sex every second of the day. For a nice weekend by the lake? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm just saying, it's important for kids to know that their parents are happy. That's why when I get married and have kids, I'm only having sex with my wife when I know we're gonna get caught. Exclusively. Right, my wife's gonna make a move on me in the morning, like, hey Eric, the kids are at school. And I'll be like, all right, well, when they get home, you're gonna get it. Just Put on some romantic music and unlock the door, baby. Let's get caught! I had a weird upbringing. My dad was schizophrenic. Anybody else have a schizophrenic dad? Again, something you're not supposed to woo at, but I love that. We're wooing at therapy and schizophrenia. That's what type of crowd this is. And lesbian sex. I didn't mean to exclude you, sir. And also, have you ever brought a woman into the equation? No, you will tonight. My dad was schizophrenic. It was confusing growing up with a dad with schizophrenia, especially growing up as a Jew. You know, because my mom was always like, Jesus doesn't exist, but then my dad would pull me to the side and be like, hey, listen, I'm Jesus. She's a wacko, that woman. She's crazy. Man, you guys are fucking amazing. I love you guys. This guy thinks he's at a fucking theater. He's like, if I talk like pretty loud, he won't hear me. Oh, the snore was coming from this side, actually, right? My bad, I apologize to you. It was clearly... Hey, sir, 4 women, huh? Okay, that was for all 5 of you, apparently, and that's... You guys were looking on like you were watching a crowd watch a show. The other rest of you. You were just like, oh, that's not for us. That was clearly just for this section over here. We'll get him on the next show. We'll get him on the... My mom shouldn't have married my dad. She shouldn't have, but she was 39 years old. She wanted kids. I get it, man. I get it. I'm sensitive to it. But what I realize is, like, for women, your standards seem to fluctuate a lot over time. Like in high school, they're very low. You're like, yeah, he's a drug dealer, but he's got broad shoulders. So I have to date him. I don't have a choice. Then in your mid-20s, you're like, I want a guy who has a good job, who treats me well, and who loves kids. Then in your late 30s, you're like, I wonder if my drug dealer ex is out of prison yet. Did have broad shoulders. I had a good relationship, man. I have commitment issues. I really do. It's a tough thing to learn in a 6-year relationship, especially 5.5 years into it. But there were signs along the way that I had commitment issues. Like whenever I went on vacation with my girlfriend and her family, and we all got together for a group picture, I always stood at the edge of the picture just to make it easier for them to crop me out eventually. Like one time they shoved me in the middle, we took the picture, and then me, her, and her family were all looking at the picture, and my girlfriend's mom goes, oh, I just ruined this picture. My smile is so bad. I was like, no, I ruined this picture. And you'll find out why sometime in 2020. My girlfriend's mom was cool. I really honestly liked her. The only problem I had with her was she always used to shit on Celine Dion. She hated Celine Dion, which is like, woman's a fucking goddess, bro. You can't fucking hate Celine Dion, dude. Just, I'm sorry. I was like, why do you hate her? She's like, she's just hideous looking. Which is like, so mean, and also like, I'm not saying Celine Dion is hot, but she's at least better looking than my girlfriend's mom. That's all I know. And she's slightly a better singer also. I might want to add that. She's definitely a fucking better singer. That joke's like at like a 6 right now. Oh shit, you guys are gonna like this one. You guys want me to just do the COVID stuff again? Because you really liked it. Any requests for previous jokes in the last 20 minutes? Any requests to hear them again? Take them in a little differently? No, you guys I don't know. My relationship was good. Like we got into fights every once in a while, but I feel like most couples do, you know? Except my one buddy, I'm talking to him the other day. He goes, dude, you know what I love about my 5-year relationship? 5 years, never get into one fight. Not one fight. I was like, really, never? Never. Let me ask you a question seriously. How do you get out of going to events? Because I gotta be honest, like, I didn't like getting into fights with my girlfriend, but it certainly came in handy every once in a while. I remember one time she was like, Eric, I'm so pissed at you, I don't even want you at my friend's birthday tonight. I'm like, I deserve that. I'll sit on the couch, watch Netflix, think about what I did. You go have fun. You go, I don't deserve to be there, honestly. I don't, no. no, it's fine. I deserve to stay here. Seriously. I was watching Trey. Here's a joke that usually makes crowds uncomfortable, especially since you're 99.9% white. So I was watching Training Day, the movie on Netflix the other day. You guys seen Training Day? Like a Denzel movie, man. I love Denzel Washington. So he said the N-word like 1,000 times in the movie, and which I'm fine with because he's black. That's my rule. If you're black, I will give you permission to say the N-word. You get my approval. So he said it 1,000,000 times, which is fine, but it made me uncomfortable because there were subtitles. And I thought it was definitely a white dude who was typing the subtitles because he spelled the N-word Niggah. I was like, oh, he probably felt guilty and just spelled it wrong. It would be funny if after a few times he just wrote N-word. By the way, I started this joke the other day, like you guys, people got a little tense. There was one black dude in the crowd. He goes, keep going, bro. I want to see where you're going with this. So my boy in New York, Chris, that's his name, he approved me to go take it elsewhere. So just do this for Chris, okay, guys? It just would have been hilarious, man, if every time he like typed, every time Denzel said it, he just started like writing little notes. It was like N-word, I'm so sorry, in parentheses. N-word, parentheses, Netflix made me do it. I swear to God. N-word, parentheses, why can't I get a fucking rom-com? Seriously, what? And then finally he's like, nah, never mind, I quit. All right, my N-word joke's doing well. So people, here's the thing, only black people can say the N-word. I'm saying that rule right now, all right? I'm saying it. And here's my other rule. She got very uncomfortable, she just left. Here's my other rule. Nice. She was like, lesbian sex, yes. N-word, I'm out of here. My other rule is like, I don't think women should be able to say the word creepy as much. Can we take that shit away? No, can I tell you why? Can I just tell you? We'll argue after the show. Can I just tell you why? They just say it too much. It's overused, man. You can't just keep saying the word creepy. And creepy is only used to describe men. It's never used to describe what it should be used to be described for, like haunted houses. I swear to God, man, a woman would be like, I went to this haunted house last night, all these ghosts and demons popped out at me out of nowhere, and then some guy told me I looked pretty. So creepy. I'm telling you, women love using it against us. It's always in their back pocket. And I know that because I'm always creepily staring at women's back pockets. Even they fucking like that. So let's step it up over here, guys, all right? They're my black people for this joke. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're my black dude Chris for this joke. They just use it so much against us. It's not fair, man. You know what happened? They figured out that asshole didn't hurt us anymore. Asshole kind of became like a compliment. Because they have that thing like women like assholes. You know that fucking popular phrase? So every time we were called an asshole, it almost felt like we were like one step closer to sleeping with you. You know? We don't think it's a fucking insult. We really don't. I just feel like, I don't know, man. Creepy hurts. If you want to hurt a guy, call him creepy. If you want to devastate him, call him a nice guy. That's how you really, that's dagger to the heart right there. All right. I quit porn. You still watching, sir? Second date, like you're in line no matter what. Still watching porn? You plead the fifth, all right, yeah. You know what that means? He jerked off in the bathroom sometime during the show. That's what plead the fifth means. What are you guys, fucking with him? What's that? I quit porn, man. I'm done. I quit watching porn. I'm still acting in it, but just tired of watching my own work. I was way too critical of myself. I'm done. No, seriously, I'm done masturbating to porn. I am done. Which means I can never be alone again. I asked my friends to come hang out with me just so I won't do it, which makes for a very weird phone call. Like the other night I called my friend Dan and I was like, dude, come over, I'm really horny. You gotta get here immediately, bro. You'll do something I regret. Page 4. All right. Trying to date again. I don't know. I've learned a lot about relationships, man. I really have. Here's one thing I learned about relationships. Whatever insecurities you express to your partner throughout a relationship will then be brought up to you again at the end of a relationship. Because my ex-girlfriend was always reassuring me. She's like, you're not going bald. That's not your hair thinning. That's where it parts in all different directions. I swear to God, the second we broke up, she was like, go die alone, you bald fuck. That one probably hurts you a little more than anything else, right? That's cool. You got a good bald. I don't know if I can pull it off, dude. You got it, dude. You got the second date, dude. She noticed you were bald on the first, trust me. She wasn't like, oh my God, I had a great time with this guy on the first date. We talked for like a few hours. But then he showed up on the second, bald. Can you fucking believe that? Can you believe that? I'm scared to go bald. I'm scared. You know why? Because baldness is the #1 way people describe someone. Right? That was Jeff, the old man. That was a laugh that fucking confirmed what I'm saying. Do you understand? It is, right? The other day I was like, I swear, bald's the #1 way people describe someone. Like the other day I was like, I ran around and I was like, yo, guess who I ran into the other night? My friend was like, guess who I ran into the other night? I was like, who? He's like, George. I'm like, which one's George? He's like, you know George, like bald, 6'1". I'm like, yeah, I know George. I feel like the worst tragedy could happen in your life and baldness would still take the priority. He'd be like, all right, guess who I ran into the other night? I'm like, who? He's like, George. I'm like, which one's George? He's like, you know, George, like bald, one arm. I didn't even notice he had one arm. He's just so bald. He's got one arm. I didn't even fucking notice that. That's amazing. Been dating. Anybody single? Nice. You're single. Nice. How are you enjoying it? See, single is attractive, but really, really single is unattractive. She was like, I'm so fucking single. I'm the most single person you've ever met in your entire life. Seriously, I'm overwhelmingly single. I don't know what really, really single means. You've been single for how long? Wait. This was the best moment. I go, how long have you been single? And she goes, somebody help me out here. What are you, the fucking Chattanooga single person? What does that mean? No, don't. You should feel good. You're out with a friend. You're both beautiful women. Fuck everybody else. Look at these miserable fucks over here. It ended. I'm just kidding. Are you guys friends?
Yeah, we're friends, buddies.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like really, really friends, or just regular? Oh, okay, cool. He wishes you were gay also, by the way. That's the general rule. Everybody gives advice about dating. Isn't that annoying? Like your friends, they just give advice. It's so annoying, man. This is the one my friend's been telling me for 10 years. He goes, yo, Eric, you gotta meet a girl before you become rich, because then you'll know she really loves you. He goes, look at LeBron James. That was the example he used, LeBron James. He goes, LeBron met his wife in high school, right? So you know she really loves him. She dated him before he was LeBron James. I'm like, yeah, but it's not like there weren't signs. Becky, you'll never guess who just asked me out. You know that guy LeBron who's 6'9" and averages 85 points per game? Yeah, the one who was on the cover of Sports Illustrated at 14 years old? Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll the dice on him. I know, it's a long shot, I'm gonna go for it. I have no idea what he wants to do for his career. I know for fun he likes to hop over school buses. But for a career, who knows? Any basketball fans? Basketball people at all? What, are you wearing a Lakers? Is that a Laker? Oh, Predators. Okay, cool, nice. And what? They gotta change the name of that team. But what? I think it's fucking time. We're in 2021. If a man in the crowd who's white can confidently go fucking Predators, that's what I represent. I think it's just time to let it go. I think that's it. Who's your NBA team?
Right now.
No, 1997. Who's your favorite? And then let's go by the years, and if you can include months in there, like right now, no, in the future. Who's going to be your favorite? Who'd you bet on?
Suns right now.
Oh, you're betting on the Suns right now.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? What do you keep saying right now? Are you just come here from a different dimension? What the fuck? It's what?
I don't care about NBA.
Oh, you just care about gambling. Nice. Okay, so you're for Predators and you like gambling. I love your resume, sir. It's really. And lesbians. No, that's the best part. Don't take that away from him. That's the best fucking part. I was like, sir, what's your preference for lesbians? You're like, today? Or last month? Which decade do you want to hear about? Which decade? Oh, that Kobe thing hit me, man. It's fucking tough. Love Kobe Bryant, favorite player of all time. I know he's whatever, a predator, but you know, he made a mistake. He fucked up one time, 18 years ago. Killed me, man. Really, just such a tough the day he died. I was so upset. And this comic I know saw that I was upset and came up to me. He's like, "Yo, Eric, you right, man?" And you seem a little down. And I was like, "The Kobe thing just hit me really hard." And then he started being condescending. He's like, "Well, did you know him personally or something?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "So why are you so upset?" I'm like, "One thing has nothing to do with the other. For example, I know you personally, and your death wouldn't affect me at all." And Kobe was such a smart guy, man. He was so smart. I'm not smart. That's what I realized, man. I'm not smart, man. I failed all my classes in high school, like history, English. English, I don't know punctuation or grammar well. I have to be honest with you guys. The only reason I know what a pronoun is because the word has been mentioned often in the battle for transgender rights. Everybody's like, use the proper pronoun. I messed up at first. Because this person I knew from childhood recently transitioned from a man to a woman. And I was talking to my friend about it the other day. I was like, man, he transitioned so quickly. And my friend goes, "Eric, that's the wrong pronoun." I was like, "Oh shit, sorry. He transitioned so fastly?" So quickly or fastly? I can't remember. Oh, he's a she. All right. Smart, man. I'm not smart. I realized that the other night. I was at a bar. I was talking to this guy who started bragging for no reason. He's like, I know everything there is to know about history. I'm like, no, you don't. He's like, ask me anything. Then I realized I didn't know anything about history because I couldn't even come up with a question for him. I was like, let's start with Adam and Eve, I guess. I don't know. We gotta go back far, bro. We gotta go back far. But no. I spent a lot of time. Let's see how much are we doing here. Nice, 34 minutes. Just another hour and a half. You guys know what Cameo is?
Yeah.
You guys know? One person, not enough to do this joke. And anybody else know what Cameo is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. They're coming in one by one. That's good. Seriously, take your time, guys. Don't all answer as a group. Just go individually, table by table. That would be really helpful. All right. So I was on a bus the other, 6-7 days ago. I was on a bus coming back from a gig. 3-hour bus ride. So I got bored, I joined Cameo. Cameo, for those of you who don't know, which means everybody but 3. It's an app where you could request a personalized message. So if it's like your wife's birthday or whatever, if you have your first lesbian experience, whatever it is, you could be like, "Oh, Eric, make me a video, say something funny, whatever." So you can set your own prices on Cameo. So I set $15 per video, $2 per message. So every time somebody messages me, I make $2, all right? I'm on the site for 7 minutes. I get my first request. I'm so excited. I'm like, yes. I look at the request. It's from this guy, and he goes, "Hey, Eric, huge fan of your comedy. Can you send me 3 videos of your feet?" I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?" He goes, "Just 3 videos, 1 minute each. One with you with socks on, one with you with shoes, one with you barefoot." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?" I was like, "Who are these going to?" And he goes, "Nobody, I swear, just for me." I was like, "I'd rather them go somewhere, honestly. I don't want you to fucking be jerking off to my feet, dude." Honestly, my feet are not all bad. I gotta be honest. I've looked at them a lot. The second toe's a little bit longer than the first. They're not great. Definitely not worthy of jerking off to. I'll tell you that. That was creepy that it came in later. But so I don't know what to do, because I was like, whatever. I was like intrigued, kind of in like a sick way. I was like, what is this about? Let's keep going further. So I called my friend, my most perverted friend, on purpose. You know when you already know the decision you want to make, so you call the friend who you know is going to push you into it? So that was Chris. 99% of my friends would have been like, "Don't do this shit." I called Chris. I'm like, "Chris, what should I do?" He's like, "Take the money and run." I was like, "That's why I called you, Chris." You're dependable. So he goes, "But tell him that it's going to be $150 a video instead of 15 because it's a special request, right?" So he goes, "Tell him $150 a video." So I'm about to tell it to him, and then I feel kind of guilty. I'm like, this shit is weird, right? So I call my other friend to kind of talk me out of it, just to get a balance, and I called Dan. I was like, "Dan, should I do this?" And he's like, "Absolutely not." I was like, "That's why I called you, Dan." He goes, "What if you get famous and your feet end up on the internet?" I was like, "My feet? Who gives a shit?" He's like, "What if people say you have a foot fetish?" I was like, "That would be hilarious." In the tabloids, and my mother read that, that would be fucking hilarious. He goes, "Why are you even still talking to this guy?" I was like, "Because it costs him $2 per message. A conversation about my feet has made me $15. It paid for my lunch today." So anyway, I get back to the guy and I go, "Hey man, $150. And he goes, "Oh, that's way too expensive. $60 is my limit." So I go, "I'll tell you what, since you're my first foot client, let's do 3 videos for $150. I'll give you a good deal," or whatever. And by the way, usually the barefoot one would be the one that I'd be like, most hesitant about. But you have to understand, this request came in 3 weeks into me being home for quarantine. So I was like, "Can I do all of them barefoot?" Because putting on shoes right now feels like the biggest fucking deal in the world. And I can't handle it. So anyway, I go, 3 videos, $150. I leave it, I go do a Zoom comedy show. I come back an hour later, I get a text from a number I don't know. He goes, "Here's $150, thank you so much." It says, "Money will be transferred to your bank account in 48 hours. I get back to him, I go, "Thank you so much, man." I was like, "I'm gonna make 3 videos of my feet. Do you want them clean, dirty? Do you want them with oil on them? How do you want the toes? Do you want one sticking out of a sock all curious and shit? Do you want the little piggy that went to the market or the little piggy that went home? Which little piggy do you want?" And he goes, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "The feet videos." And he goes, "I'm the guy who just hired you from the gig you just did. Here's a $150 tip because you did a great job." Most embarrassing moment of my fucking life. To bring him into this shit. And by the way, more embarrassing, I've been on Cameo 4 months. That's my only request so far. I used to judge people for being porn stars. I was like, "How could you ever go into porn?" I was on Cameo for 7 minutes. I became a porn star. What the fuck is that about? And a failed porn star because the foot guy never got back to me from my message. And I didn't become a full porn star. I just dipped my toe in the water. That's all I did. All right, that 10-minute Cameo story works. All right, let's end here. What do you guys want? Do you want? I'm not gonna ask that. I'm just gonna do what I want anyway. I don't know. You guys smoke pot?
Yeah.
You answered too quickly. I don't believe you. Welcome back. So I'm gonna start the Cameo story over. So basically, you'll just tell it to her later. Will you tell it to her? If you don't tell it to her, I'm fucking doing it again. By the way, guys. You will tell her, okay, you're not going to butcher any of my punch. Sometimes people try to tell my jokes, and I'm like, that delivery was horrible. So, you'll do a good job? You will? Okay. Guys, have you ever, Cameo? She'll tell you. So, have you guys, I just have a serious personal question, may I ask? Because I feel like we bonded a lot. You look like the guy from the Viagra commercial, sir. I just want to let you know. Have you gotten that a lot? No. Fucking liar. So, ever traveled an hour in a cab to a plane, to get on a plane for 2 hours, then take a 2-hour rental car to Chattanooga to then see somebody falling asleep in the second row? Has that ever happened to anybody here? You leave, that's fine, it's fine. I don't want to, it's fine. It's an odd time for a nap, but fuck it, who am I to? It's fine. Does she work? What does she do? Oh, yeah, let her sleep. Yeah. If I knew she was a teacher, I wouldn't even say anything. What grade? Ah, wake her up. Get the fuck out of here. She said like 7-year-olds, I'd be like, let's... I'd just like to ask nobody to laugh from this point on so we don't disturb her. Okay? I didn't smoke pot for a really long time. I smoke a lot now. But I didn't smoke pot for a really long time. But I had a friend who used to peer pressure me about it. Which is weird as an adult to get peer pressured about weed. He was like, oh, smoke some pot, man, come on. I was like, no, I don't smoke. You know I don't smoke. He's like, I'm gonna get you to smoke one day. I'm like, no, you're not. I'm never smoking. He's like, yeah, well, one day I'm gonna bake you weed brownies. And you're not gonna know they're weed brownies. And you're gonna eat them. I'm like, I'll know they're weed brownies. He's like, how will you know? I'm like, because you've never baked me brownies. Be a little suspicious. Oh man, there's a cookie place, and I don't know if it exists here in Nashville. Do you guys have Insomnia cookies? Fuck. It's an incredible 24-hour cookie delivery place. I was at my buddy's apartment a couple weeks ago. We were stoned out of our minds. Decided to order cookies over the phone. I checked my phone the next day. We were on the phone ordering cookies for 27 minutes. I guess we started to order, got distracted, continued to order, got more distracted. I feel like it's only potheads calling a cookie place at 4 a.m. anyway, right? So the only qualification you need to work there is just like a lot of patience. If I was a hiring manager at Insomnia Cookies, I would want to see things on a resume like worked with special needs kids or something. Because that's the level of patience required. I don't know why we spend so much time on the phone with this woman carefully placing the order. It's not like we were going to be upset if they brought us the wrong thing. It's 4 a.m., we're stoned, we're not that picky. Because we ordered 6 chocolate chip cookies and 6 peanut butter cookies. But if they accidentally brought us McDonald's, we go to McDonald's, right? I remember that. I wanted cookies, now I'm kind of in the mood for a Big Mac. I gotta be honest. All right, let's close it off with one last shebang. 42 minutes, what a nice crowd. We are now officially at the halfway point. I thought about a lot of things I could do, and quarantine gave you a lot of time to think, right? It was cool because it was like kind of like a reset on life a little bit. You were like, what's going well, what's not going well, let's, whatever. You got time to think. I thought about a lot of things I could have done for a living. I know it's crazy, I'm on a carpet, so things are going great, but I thought of a lot of things I could have done. I spent a lot of time on LinkedIn. Now that I quit porn, LinkedIn's like my new porn. Just a bunch of fantasies that will never come true. Just a bunch of positions I'm not qualified for. I was on LinkedIn the other day. I saw this job title. It was so fucking weird. Death Row Executioner. It's like, I didn't know that was a job title. Then I thought about it for a long time. I didn't know comedian was a job title either. Like when I started stand-up, I thought there were 4 comedians in the world. Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, and me. That's it. I've been doing stand-up for over a decade. I know more people who do comedy than who do not do comedy. I wonder if every profession is like that. There's some guy out there who's like, man, it feels like everybody's an executioner. Oh. I haven't fried a motherfucker in 2 years. It's just so competitive out there. I became obsessed with this, guys. I Googled salary for an executioner. Somebody guess what the median annual salary is for an executioner. Somebody guess. 78,000? Very specific, sir. 70. Kind of close, you're in the range. It's actually $25,000 a year. $25,000 a year, it doesn't even pay well. You just have to really love it. That's somebody's dream job. There's somebody out there who's like, man, nothing excites me more than killing a motherfucker, but it just doesn't keep the lights on. You know what I'm saying? It just makes them flicker a little bit. You guys know how prison works. Okay, So I watched this interview. They interviewed this executioner, and the most interesting thing he said was, my wife still doesn't know what I do for a living. I don't have the heart to tell my wife. And I thought about it, I'm like, all right, if you're making millions of dollars a year, and you tell your wife, I can't tell you what I do for a living, she'd be like, I don't care, we live in a mansion. Be careful out there. But if you're making $25,000 a year, and you tell your wife, I can't tell you what I do for a living, she'd be like, I don't care, do something else. Are you embarrassed you work at Walmart? Man, you guys have been absolutely fantastic, guys. Thank you. I did 2 albums. I've done 2 audio albums and 1 last special, actually during quarantine on a rooftop. But I have CD cards for my first album. It's like a drop card. You just like type in a code and you get the album. I'm selling them for $10. And then I have like 4 t-shirts left. I burned through them on this last tour. And just I have 4 left, or 4 or 5. There it is right there. You can take a look at it first, Steve. And to be fair, guys, give it up for Steve. Steve, you worked so hard. And Ron and Jeff and everybody, guys. Thank you so much, Ken. Really great. Come say hi, please.